Start with the name of Allah, who is kind and merciful. So today we will study the Mcqs of chapter 3rd, that is motion in one dimension. Motion in one dimension, which is consist of kinematics and dynamics. Okay, so in kinematics we study the motion of objects without the reference of force, and in dynamics we study about the motion but due to the reference of force or with the reference of force. लेट्स से कि फर्स्ट अगर हम काइनेमेटिक्स से ही स्टडी कर रहे हैं तो लेट्स से कि लेट वी में से विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग आर एग्जाम्पल्स ऑफ काइनेमेटिक्स. काइनेमेटिक्स के एग्जाम्पल कौन से होंगे? लेट्स से डिस्प्लेसमेंट, डिस्टेंस, स्पीड, वेलोसिटी एंड एक्सेलरेशन, बट all of these. So what will be correct answer? The correct answer will be all of these. Okay, तो correct answer will be all of these. एंड डायनामिक्स के जो होंगे वो हम फोर्स के अंडर पढ़ेंगे. स्टडी ऑफ मोशन ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट्स ड्यू टू द रेफरेंस ऑफ फोर्स इज कॉल्ड डायनामिक्स. ओके, लेट्स से अगर हम डिस्टेंस और डिस्प्लेसमेंट से स्टार्ट करें तो विच वन ऑफ द फॉलोइंग is basic representative of motion. Basic representative of motion हम कौन सी क्वांटिटी को कहेंगे? लेट्स से डिस्टेंस और displacement, speed or velocity. तो basic representative of motion is displacement. Displacement is the basic representative of motion. अच्छा, जैसा कि we know that displacement is a vector quantity while distance is a scalar quantity. So displacement can be positive, negative or zero, but distance is always positive. Okay, displacement can be, let's say we say displacement can be, displacement क्या होगी? let's suppose positive हो सकती है, it may be negative or it may be zero, or option D all of these. तो displacement can be positive, negative, zero, all of these. पॉजिटिव भी हो सकती है, नेगेटिव भी होगी एंड ज़ीरो भी हो सकती है. ओके, एंड डिस्टेंस इज ऑलवेज पॉजिटिव. ओके, displacement is taken as shortest distance between 2 points, and distance is the length covered by body in any direction. Let's say if we describe these 2 points, let's say A point and this is a B point. If the different bodies starts from this A point and reach to the point B. One is starting its motion by this path, and this is known as, let's say, P1, path 1, and other body if moves along this path, this is path 2, P2. Then uh, which path the body has maximum displacement or more displacement, which path, if a body moves from P1 and along the P2, then in which condition or in which case the body has covered maximum displacement in order to reach at the point B. Let's say if body starts from point A and reach at point B, they are reaching at the point B by applying different paths as shown in figure. इस फिगर में जैसे शोन है. देन अब क्वेश्चन है, तो विच बॉडी या अलॉन्ग विच पाथ body possess or body covers more displacement. किस पाथ से बॉडी मूव करे तो डिस्प्लेसमेंट उनकी जो है वो मैक्सिमम होगी. लेट्स से आर ग्रेटर होगी आर मोर डिस्प्लेसमेंट along the path P1 or along the path P2, or we say displacement will be equal for both. Displacement will be equal for both. ठीक है, or option D, none of these. तो correct answer, what will be the correct answer? See, these both points are starting from the single point and are also reaching at the another single point. So these are co-initial and co-terminal also. So that's why if we want to draw the displacement for both, the displacement will be this and this will be the same for both. Then displacement will be equal for both. This is the correct answer. ओके. अच्छा, उसके बाद डिस्टेंस जो है वो हम हमेशा या तो ग्रेटर होगा डिस्प्लेसमेंट से या तो इक्वल हो सकता है, मगर कभी भी डिस्टेंस जो है वो सिमिलर नहीं होगा देन दी डिस्प्लेसमेंट. लेट्स से which one is correct? Which of following is correct? Let's say distance is always greater than displacement, or distance is always less than displacement, or distance is always equal to displacement, or we may say distance is always greater or can be equal to displacement. So in all other cases distance is always greater than displacement, but in one condition distance will be equal to displacement. And in which condition is that? If a body moves along a straight line, then in that condition distance will be equal to displacement, but in all other conditions distance will be greater than that of displacement. Okay, so the correct answer will be distance will be greater or equal to displacement. Once again, in one condition distance will be equal to displacement, and when a body moves along a straight line. Okay. Okay, let's say if a body covers a distance of 20 meter, then its displacement will be. If a body covers a distance of 20 meter, then its displacement will be, let's say displacement will be 25 meters, or we may say displacement will be 30 meter, or we may say displacement will be 10 meters, or we say displacement will be 22 meters. Okay, then जैसा कि we have defined earlier, displaced distance greater or equal to displacement. So displacement will be less or equal to distance. Here all the options are greater than that of the 20. So this cannot be displacement of this distance, and 30 meter will also cannot be the displacement of 20 meter, and 22 is also a greater than that of distance. So A, B and D, these options cannot be displacement of distance 20 meter. So correct answer is 10 meter. Okay. If we say another, okay, if a body covers a displacement of let's say 40 meter, then its distance will be what will be its distance. Let's say distance will be 20 meter, let's say 30 meter, 40 meter, or we may say 35 meter. Then the correct option will be 40 meter, because of displacement can be less or equal to distance. Okay, so displacement 40 है, तो there will be equal to distance, because of distance can never be less than that of displacement. So that's why correct answer will be 40. Okay. Or if we say if a body covers a displacement of let's say 50 meter, its distance will be, or its distance cannot be, we say cannot be. So 55 meter, 50 meter, 60 meter, or option D, we may say 30 meter. Displacement 50 meter, body is covering, its distance cannot be, then as we know that displacement is less or equal to distance, and distance is greater or equal to displacement but can never be less than that of a displacement. So that's why this correct answer will be 30 meter. Okay. if we take another difference between two position vectors. If we have given two position vectors, one is this r1 and other one is this r2, and these are the position vectors, then what will be difference of these two? What will be this vector? This vector, what we can call this vector, then difference between two position vectors. Position vectors is called, let me say, distance. It is the distance or displacement or let's say position vector, or we may say let none of these. So difference between two position vectors is called displacement vector. Displacement vector. Distance is a scalar, so it cannot be position vector. This also position vector cannot be, because of position vector whose is called whose tail lie on a origin. Okay, so this is origin, so position vector, this will not be a position vector. The difference between two position vectors is called displacement vector. So this is correct answer, displacement vector. अच्छा, उसके बाद if we write another one, okay, if a body moves in a closed circle or in a closed path, then its displacement will be, let's say, if a body moves along a closed path, its displacement will be, let's say, okay, if a body moves along this circle, this is closed path, if a body moves along this and reach at similar point, then its displacement will be, let's say, pi 2 pi r, or we may say 2r, or we may say 0. Then if a body, we know that displacement is a vector quantity, and for being a vector, if initial and final point coincides to each other, then vector is always equals to 0. So here displacement will be 0. So if a body moves along a closed path, its displacement will be 0. Or if we write another one, okay, if a body moves from this point to this point, then its displacement will be along the diameter. Okay, this is along the diameter from A to B, along this diameter, then displacement will be, if a body moves along a diameter of circle, its displacement will be, its displacement will be 0 r we may say twice of r we may say 2 pi r let's say equals to pi over 2. Okay, r by 2. Okay, r by 2. Then correct answer will be this. If this is a center, from this to this is r, and from this to this is r. From A to B is diameter, and diameter equals to twice of r. So correct answer will be 2r. If a body moves along a diameter, it will covers a displacement of 2r. अच्छा जी, तो उसके बाद अगर एक हम दूसरा लें अबाउट द डिस्प्लेसमेंट, तो डिस्प्लेसमेंट कैन बी पॉजिटिव, can be positive with time. Let's say when a body moves from initial to final, point, or option B, when a body moves from final to initial point, or when a body moves along a circle, or option D, all of these. तो what will be correct answer? अगर हम initial से, let's say this is point and is called A, this is B. If a body moves from this to this will be displacement S. अगर ये this is a final point, if a body moves from final to initial, then this will be the negative and this will be minus S. And if a body moves along a circle, then total displacement will be 0. So correct answer is when a body moves from initial to final point, then displacement will be positive. If we say if a body moves 4 meters towards north, 4 meters towards north and 3 meters towards east, then its resultant or net displacement from origin, net displacement is, let's say 3 meter, let's say 4 meter or 5 meter, and option D is 8 meter. So what will be correct answer? So this will be, let's say K north, south, east and west. If a body moves 4 meters towards north, if a body moves towards north, let's suppose this is 4 meters and this 3 meters, so this will be its resultant. Let's say this will be resultant, this is 4 and this is 3. By using Pythagoras theorem, we will get, let's say this is O, this is A, this is B. So OA is a hypotenuse square OB base plus में BA perpendicular. this will we get OA square is equal to 3 square plus 4 square. OA square will be equal to 9 plus 16. This will equal to 25, and OA will be root of 25, and root of 25 is 5 meter. The correct answer is 5 meter. Okay. अच्छा, उसके बाद if we take another ratio of distance covered by a body to displacement. Distance covered का ratio with respect to displacement will be क्या होगा? Equal to 1, greater than 1, less than 1, or option D greater or equal to 1. तो ratio of distance to displacement. Distance to displacement क्या होगा? As we know that distance is always greater or equal to displacement. If we take distance is greater than displacement, so that will be greater, but distance can be equal to displacement also. So distance over displacement ratio can be equal or greater than 1. Then correct answer will be D. Acha. If we take an other one, okay, ratio of displacement covered by body along diameter to the distance distance along circle or along circumference of circle will be distance of displacement. Let's say this is equal to pi ratio 1 or 1 ratio pi, or we may say k 2 pi ratio 1 or 1 ratio 2 pi. Okay, and let's say this is pi ratio 2. So displacement along the diameter, let's say okay, this is a circle and a body moves along the diameter. So displacement covered is equal to 2r. This is the displacement covered. And if a body moves from this point and along the circle, then distance equals to 2 pi r. So we have to find the ratio of displacement to distance. Then displacement covered along the diameter to distance, and the displacement is equal to 2r and the distance is 2 pi r. It means circumference of circle. So r and r will be cancelled out. 2 will also cancelled out. This will be equal to 1 ratio pi. Okay, then correct answer is option B, 1 ratio pi. Okay, if we take an other, okay, if a man goes 10 meters towards the north and 20 meters towards south. Let's say if a main goes 10 meters towards north, and 20 meters towards south, okay, this is 10 meters towards north and 20 meters towards south. Its net displacement will be, नेट डिस्प्लेसमेंट क्या होगी? लेट्स से के 10 meters towards north, or we may say के 10 meters towards south, or we may say 30 meters towards north or 30 meters towards south. Okay, then this is the north. If a body moves from this is 10 meters, let's say 10 meters towards north in this direction, and 20 meters towards south, this is 10 and this is 10. So 10 and 10 will be cancelled out because of in from origin in the direction of north, these are plus 10, and the north 20 meters towards south, so this from this to this will be minus 10, so plus 10 minus 10 get cancelled, remaining 10 will be in the south direction, so resultant displacement will be 10 meters in south direction. So these are some MCQs based upon the displacement. Okay. Now if we take the speed or velocity, okay, we are starting the velocity. Okay, velocity and speed, let's say, as we know that velocity is the rate of change of displacement is called velocity. Let's say k, which one is correct of following? Which one is correct of following? Let's say k displacement and velocity have same direction. Option B, velocity is vector quantity or velocity is velocity can be positive, negative or zero. Option D, all of these. So what will be correct answer? Displacement and velocity have same direction. Okay, velocity is vector also. Velocity can be positive, negative and zero. Acha, let's say if we take k, which one is direct representative of motion? Which one is direct representator of motion. Direct representator of motion, which one is? Displacement, speed, velocity, or acceleration. Then direct representator of motion is velocity. Velocity is known as direct representator of motion, while displacement is considered as a basic representator of motion. Okay. Then if we take velocity is equal to displacement over time. Okay, this is the formula for velocity. And if we take if a body moves from A to B point and returns from B to A, its velocity will be. अगर एक कोई बॉडी है जो कि ए टू बी पॉइंट से ए टू बी पॉइंट तक मूव कर रही है एंड बी पॉइंट से रिटर्न कर रही है टू दैट ऑफ ए पॉइंट, then its velocity will be positive, negative, 0 or D cannot be predicted. तो correct answer will be 0. क्यों? Because of A is a point and this is a B point. If a body is moving towards the B, then it returns towards the A point. So net displacement will be 0. So that's why velocity will also be 0. Okay. Or if we take another one, if a body moves half of its distance with speed or velocity v1 and other half with v2, okay, then average speed will be okay, average speed or we can say average velocity. एवरेज वेलोसिटी क्या होगी? तो इसके लिए v1 प्लस v2 ओवर 2 आर v1 इंटू v2 ओवर v1 प्लस में v2 आर वी में से के 2v1 v2 over v1 plus v2 and option D is v1 plus v2 over v1 into v2. Then what will be the correct answer? Here we see body is traveling with a half distance v1 and remaining half with distance v2. It means there is same distance or same displacement we can say. If a same displacement is there, then the condition of average velocity will be equals to 2v1 v2 over v1 plus v2. But how? We say velocity is equal to s1 over t1 plus s2 over t2. Okay, if distance is same or displacement is same, equals, then we can write s plus s over t1 plus t2. Okay, t1 plus t2. And if we, as we know that v is equal to s over t, तो v1 s तो इक्वल है, सो दैट्स वाई s1 and 2 हम नहीं लिख सकते, नहीं लिखेंगे, तो t1 इक्वल्स टू s ओवर v1. सिमिलरली t2 इक्वल होगा t2 इक्वल्स टू s over v2. we put at the place of t1 and t2, so this is 2s over s over v1 plus s over v2. Then speed is equal to 2s over s over v1 plus s over v2. So LCM will be v1 v2 and v1 v2 divided by v, and v1 will be cancelled, remaining will be v2 and v2 multiplied by s, v2s plus here s over v2, v1 v2 is divided by v2, then v1 will remain, v1 is multiplied by s, this will be get v1 into s. This is the second denominator. This will goes up and becomes a numerator, then resultant will be 2s v1 v2 over s will be common, v1 plus v2, s get cancelled, we will get v is equal to v1 v2 over v1 plus v2. So correct answer is option C, 2v1 v2 over v1 plus v2. Okay, अच्छा, उसके बाद अगर हम लें तो लेट्स से a car moves from A to B with speed of 40 km per hour. Okay, 40 km per hour, and returns back from B to A with 60 km per hour. What will be average velocity? Average velocity of car क्या होगी? अच्छा, तो लेट्स से this will be 50 km per hour, 48 km per hour, or we may say k 0, or this will be 60 km per hour. Then what will be its average velocity? So again, see, a car moves from A to B with a speed and returns to B to A. Again there will be displacement 0, so average velocity is there. This is not an average speed. Average speed can never be 0, but average velocity in this condition will be 0. Average velocity will not be 0 for a moving body. तो एवरेज स्पीड जो है एवरेज स्पीड जो है वो मूविंग बॉडी के लिए ज़ीरो नहीं हो सकती, while average velocity can be 0 if displacement is taken as a 0. So this will be 0. Okay, correct answer will be 0. अच्छा, let's say we may say कि if a body अगर यही हम लिखें, a car moves from A to B with a speed of 40 km/h and returns with 30 km/h. What will be एवरेज स्पीड? ओके, एवरेज स्पीड हम इसमें भी निकालेंगे. ओके, मगर फर्स्ट दिस लेट से कि एवरेज स्पीड विल बी 25 km/h. लेट एंड ऑप्शन बी 24 km/h, or we may say 50 km/h, or let's say 5 km/h. What will be average speed? As we know that a car moves from A to B with a speed and returns from B to A. There is same distance, so for the same distance we apply formula average speed is equal to 2v1 v2 over v1 plus v2. So by putting value in this two same, v1 is 40, v2 is 30, and v1 40 and v1 30. Okay, अच्छा, so this will be average speed will be equals to 2 into 4. This will be 2 into 40 80, and 80 into 30. So this will be, I think, K 3 into 4 12. This will be 1200 into 2. This will be 24 over, this will be 70 over 70. So this get cancelled. Okay, this will be 3. Okay, 3, and 3 goes here, then this will be this much, and again this will be 34.2 km/h. Again we see K 40 into 30. Okay, so by multiplying this 40 into 30 into 2, we will get 2400 over 40 plus 30, we will get 70, and by solving this we will get 34.2 km/h, which is not present here. So let we say K 34 point 2 is neglecting 34 kilometer per hour. What will be correct answer? Correct answer will be 34 kilometer per hour. Okay. अच्छा, उसके बाद हम ले रहे हैं कि if a car moves at speed of 60 किलोमीटर पर आवर, 60 किलोमीटर पर आवर मूव कर रही है फॉर दी फर्स्ट हाफ आवर, and it moves with a speed of 40 kilometer per hour for next half hour, for the next half hour. Okay, the average speed will be okay, let me say 50 kilometer per hour, 48 kilometer per hour, or we may say 40 kilometer per hour, or we may say 60 kilometer per hour. So this is another situation in the average speed problems. In above problems, we have seen, or we have taken the displacement or distance as the constant. Here is time is same for first half an hour and second or next half hour. So this is same time, the body moves for the same time but with the different speeds. Then first we calculate the what will be the formula for this one. Okay, so if average speed is equal to s1 over t1, s2 over t2. Okay, so if t1 equals to t2 and equals to t, so there will be this average speed will be s1 plus s2 t plus में t. So this will equals to s1 plus s2 and this will be 2t. But it moves for the distance s1 with velocity v1 into t1, but t1 equals to t and s2 equals to v2 into t. By putting this at the place of s1 and s2, so this one will be v1 into t and s2 will be v2 into t over 2t. By taking common t, v1 plus v2 into t over 2t. This t get cancelled. So average speed will be v1 plus v2 over 2. This is the average speed when time is taken constant. So for this problem we use this equation because of time is constant first half hour and for the next half hour. Then average speed is equals to v1 plus v2 over t. Okay, v1 is 60 kilometer per hour and other one is 40 kilometer per hour over 2. This will we get 100 by 2. This average speed will be 50 kilometer per hour. This will be 50 kilometer per hour. If this same value would be at constant displacement, then correct answer should be 48 kilometer per hour. But because of this time is same, so our correct answer will be 50 kilometer per hour. अच्छा, उसके बाद if we are take a train of length 150 meter is moving with velocity of 45 kilometer per hour and crosses the bridge of length, let's say 850 meters. What we have to calculate in what time the train will cross the bridge. Let's say option A is 80 seconds, 60 seconds, or option C we may say 40 seconds, okay, or we may say let's say 92 seconds. तो एक ट्रेन है जिसकी लेंथ 150 मीटर मूव कर रही है विद द वेलोसिटी ऑफ 45 किलोमीटर पर आवर एंड क्रॉसेस द ब्रिज ऑफ लेंथ 850 meter. We have to calculate in what time the train will cross the bridge. So far this we will see we have given two lengths. One is the length of train and other is the bridge of length. So for that we have to add the both lengths, then total length will be length of train plus bridge length. Okay, bridge length. So we will get length of train is 150 meter and bridge of length is 850 meter. This will comes out 1000 meter. So total length is 1000 meter. Okay, then with what velocity? Velocity is given as 45 kilometer per hour. If we change this into meter per second, this will be 45 and 1 kilometer equals to 1000 meter and 1 hour equals to this much. Okay, then we have to calculate the time. Then for time we know that V equals to S over T. We have given S and V while we have to calculate the T. So by rearranging this we will get S over V, and S is how much? S is 1000 and V is 45 into 1000 over 3600. So this is second denominator, this will be numerator. So for time 1000 into 3600 over 45 into 1000. 1000 can be cancelled, or we may say 3 zeros. This will be, we get 3600 over 45, and by solving this we will get 80 seconds. So the train of length 150 meter will cross the bridge of length 850 meter in how much time? 80 seconds. So correct answer is 80 seconds. Okay. उसके बाद if we take K, which one of the following show unit of velocity, or we can say speed? Okay, let's say option A under radical 2 r and 2g, or option B is under root lambda into g, or we may say 1 over radical mu naught into e naught, or we may say under radical t over mu r e, all of these. So this is formula r into g, escape velocity or escape speed. So this gives also speed, this will also give the speed. This is the permeability and permittivity. So this is also equals to speed of light. It means that it will also gives the unit of speed. This is the tension, this is the linear density. So this will also gives the speed. So correct answer will be all of these. Okay, this will be all of these. Okay. Normally we measure the speed. We measure the speed in different units, but normally we measure speed in centimeter per second, meter per second, kilometer per hour, or option D, all of these. So we normally measure the speed in kilometer per hour. So kilometer per hour is the correct answer. We measure speed normally in kilometer per hours. अच्छा, उसके बाद there are how many types are there of speed on basis of time? टाइम के बेसिस पे स्पीड के जो हैं वो आर वेलोसिटी के कितने टाइप्स हैं? लेट्स से 1, 2, 3 आर इन्फिनिटी, ठीक है, आर लेट्स से 4 नॉट इन्फिनिटी. तो देयर आर 2 टाइप्स ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ स्पीड. वन इज instantaneous speed and other one is average speed. In average speed, larger time is required, and instantaneous speed is in which very small time is required. Okay. After that, we say if a body moves with uniform velocity, a body moves with uniform velocity, it covers equal displacement in equal interval of time or we may say average velocity equals to instantaneous velocity, or we may say a line straight line is obtained in a ST graph, or option D, all of these. Then what will be the correct answer? If a body moves with uniform velocity, it must cover equal displacement in equal interval of time, and average velocity will also be equals to instantaneous, and a straight line is also obtained in ST graph. Then correct answer is all of these. Okay. अच्छा, उसके बाद let's say which of following graph shows that body is moving with uniform velocity. Let's say ST, a straight line parallel to time axis, and other one is ST parallel line to distance or displacement axis, or we may say S and T, a straight line in between S and T, or we may say okay, let's say TS and this graph. Okay, which one of the following shows the body is moving with uniform velocity? As we know that in uniform velocity, equal displacement is covered by body in equal interval of time. So correct representation of graph will be inclination of at 45 degree. Okay. अच्छा, ST ग्राफ का जो है वो अगर हम वेलोसिटी कैलकुलेट करें ST ग्राफ में से, तो कौन सा ट्रिग्नोमेट्रिक रेशियो हम यूज़ करेंगे? इन ऑर्डर टू फाइंड the velocity or speed, we say speed or velocity from ST graph, which trigonometric ratio will be used. Let's say cos or sin, ठीक है, cos theta, sin theta or tan theta, or option D can be any of these, कोई भी हम इनमें से यूज़ कर सकते हैं। तो देखें एस टी ग्राफ में से हम वेलोसिटी कैसे कैलकुलेट करेंगे। दिस इज़ एस टी ग्राफ, ओके, दिस इज़ एस एंड टी, दिस इज़ एंगल, this is perpendicular and over base, so theta is equal to perpendicular over base and this is equal to tan theta. So tan theta gives the ST graph from velocity from ST graph. Okay, it means that from ST graph में से we calculate the velocity from the slope of ST graph. Okay, this is slope, this we call slope. Okay, अच्छा, उसके बाद अगर हम लें कि let's say if two graphs are given ST, one is this is making an angle 30 degree with positive x-axis and this is making 60 degree with positive x-axis. Okay, this is 60, or we are let me correct, this is angle 30 and this is angle 60, this is angle 60. Okay, this is A, let's say this is B. Okay, then question is that which slope has high speed or velocity, which graph represents high velocity, कौन सा ग्राफ जो है वो हाई वेलोसिटी रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है। लेट्स से ए आर बी में से both have same or D none of these. Okay, so what will be the correct answer? High velocity, as we know that ST graph gradient or slope of ST graph gives the velocity, this is equal to tan theta and we have to calculate the theta and this is 30, this is 60, so tan 60 will be equals to, I think, radical 3. Okay, I think, and tan 30 will be less than radical this much value. So if the value of tan 60 is larger than tan 30, tan 60 is larger than tan 30, so it means that B has larger velocity. Okay, this can be understood in another way, the speed will be much more for that which having high slope. This is B has higher slope to that of A, so that's why B will have more velocity. अच्छा, उसके बाद if a car is moving along a straight line with uniformly uniformly increasing speed. Increasing speed, then which graph shows correct representation? अगर कोई बॉडी यूनिफॉर्मली इंक्रीजिंग स्पीड के साथ मूव कर रही है किसी स्ट्रेट लाइन रोड पे, तो ग्राफ जो है वो कौन सा ठीक होगा? लेट्स से फर्स्ट ग्राफ इज बिटवीन एक्सेलरेशन एंड टाइम, a horizontal line parallel to time axis, or we may say acceleration and time, this will be this much, or option C के displacement time, this graph, or option D displacement time, this graph. Okay, then according to given information, which one is correct? So as a body moving with uniformly increasing speed, if a body is moving with uniformly increasing speed, then acceleration must remains constant. Because of uniformly increasing speed, if a speed increases uniformly, then acceleration क्या होगी? Constant. तो correct representation will be constant. Okay, this shows the displacement is constant and it means that body is at rest. So this graph, let's say ST graph, this graph shows the body is at rest condition. If we take let's say another graph, okay, this graph ST is like this. This shows uniformly increasing speed, non-uniformly increasing speed, uniformly decreasing speed, or non-uniformly decreasing speed. Let's say uniformly increasing speed, non-uniformly increasing speed, or uniformly decreasing speed, or non-uniformly decreasing speed. So again slope is going higher, so this will be non-uniformly increasing speed. Non-uniformly increasing speed. Okay, if we take slope or graph like this, this will be non-uniformly decreasing speed. Non-uniformly decreasing speed or velocity. So if straight line is this, there will be uniform velocity. If like this will be increasing but non-uniformly, and if like this will be decreasing. This is the increasing speed, and this will be decreasing. This will be decreasing, and this will be uniform speed, and during the uniform motion acceleration always becomes 0. Okay. उसके बाद जैसे कि हमने ये कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स किए एवरेज स्पीड एंड एवरेज वेलोसिटी के, लाजमी नहीं कि हमें ऐसा ही प्रॉब्लम दिए गए हों। अगर हमें कोई और प्रॉब्लम्स दिए गए हैं, लेट्स से कि अच्छा लेट के स्ट्रेट लाइन of displacement time graph is perpendicular to time axis, then speed or velocity will be, अगर स्ट्रेट लाइन हो और डिस्प्लेसमेंट टाइम ग्राफ की बट परपेंडिकुलर टू द टाइम एक्सिस, then velocity will be, let's say 0, or it may finite or infinite. Okay, or option B, E, none of these. Then what will be the correct answer? If perpendicular line is to the time axis, then time will be equals to 0 and s over 0 will gives the answer infinite. Okay, if we take another, if the position time graph, if position time graph for two particles is straight line at inclination of 45 degree, then ratio of their velocities, what will be ratio of their velocities? Let's say 1:2 or 2:1, radical 3:1, 1:3, or we say कि 2:3. If for both particles angle is 45, then ratio of their velocities will be 1:1. सॉरी, इसे हम 1:1 लिख देते हैं। ठीक है, दिस इज 1:1. ओके, अच्छा, अगर हम इनका रेशो फाइंड करें, दिस इज ST, दिस इज एट एन एंगल ऑफ 30 and other one at an angle of 60 degree, then what will be ratio of their velocities? Let's say 1:3, 1:3, 3:1, or under radical 3:1. So as we know that V is a slope S over T, and this will give tan 30 to tan 60. Tan 30 is equal to 1 over radical 3 and tan 60 is equal to radical 3. So this will we get 1 over radical 3 into radical 3. This will 1:3. So what will be velocities? v1 over v2. Okay, so this will be 1:3. The correct answer is 1:3. If we are taking another k, what will be the displacement of wheel initially with contact with ground? Okay, when it rolls forward half of revolution, अच्छा एक व्हील है जो इनिशियली it is in contact with the ground. This is a wheel of radius r. This is r. This is from center to this point is also r. This is the point of contact. This is point of contact. If it moves from this to half circle, half of revolution, then if it covers half of revolution, it will covers this much distance. Okay, and this will be half of revolution. One revolution is equal to 2 pi r. If it covers half revolution, this distance will be pi r, and this is diameter. This will be 2r, but this is we are taking r larger, so this will be larger r. We have to find this displacement. Let's say options are 1 over 2. Okay, 1 over 2 r 2r, but 1 over 2 r into pi, or option B r under root pi plus में 4, or we may say 2 pi r, or this will equals to pi into r. So this is pi r. This we have to calculate, and this is again 2r. So this is angle is 90 degree. This is hypotenuse. This is perpendicular. This is base. By using Pythagoras theorem, we will get the displacement. Okay, so displacement hypotenuse square is equal to base square plus perpendicular square. Hypotenuse is equal to under radical base is pi r square plus में perpendicular is equal to 2r square. This will be equal to pi r square plus 4r square. This will we get by taking common r square, pi square plus 4 into r square. Then this will we get radical of pi square plus 4 into r. Okay, this will be the distance or displacement. So correct answer is this. अच्छा, उसके बाद अगर हम डिफाइन करें कि a car moves along a straight road and it covers 1/3 distance with 20 km/h and remaining with, let's say, 60 km/h, then its average speed will be, क्या होगी, let's say 40 km/h or 80 km/h, or we may say 36 km/h, or option D 24 km/h. So a car moves 1/3 of its distance. If we take total distance is x, let's say if total distance, suppose, is x, then body covers 1/3 of its distance. If 1/3 of distance, then how much will be remaining distance? This is 1/3. This is 1/3. This will be 3x minus 1. This will be 2x over 3. Okay, this will be 3x over 2 over 3. Okay, this will be 1 over 3 x, so this will be x, and this will be 3x minus x, so this will be 2x over 3. So this will be total distance. Remaining distance will be 2x over 3, or we say 2 over 3 if we taking 1. Okay, so this will be remaining distance, and this remaining distance body moves with the speed of 60 km/h, and the x by 3, the distance x by 3 or 1 by 3, body moves for a distance 1 by 3 with a speed of 20 km/h. Okay, then we have to calculate the average speed. As we know that average speed is total distance over total time. The total distance is how much? Total distance is x. Let's say total distance is x, and how much there is time. So for time we have given the speeds. Let's say v1 equals to 20 km/h and the distance x is 1 over 3. So for time equal to s over or x over v1. ठीक है, तो x क्या हो गया? x is 1 over 3 and divided by v1. v1 is 20. So this will we get t1 is equal to 1 over 60. Okay, this is t1. This is t1. t1 is equal to 1 over 60. Okay, then how much t2? For t2 is x over v2, and how much it is? 2 over 3. Okay, 2 over 3 divided by v2. This is 60. So t2 will be equals to 2 over 3 into 60. How much? 180. Okay, 3 into 6 18 0. Okay, this will be 1 over 90. तो t जो हो गया वो t2 is 190. Then okay, this is x over 3, so this is x, also this is also x over 90. Okay, because of this is x, so if we put VAV is the s, or we place x over t1 plus में t2 total distance. Okay, and the total distance we have calculated the time, this is the time, and the total distance is x1 plus x2 over t1 plus t2. Then average speed will be x1 is how much, 1 over 3. Okay, and x2 is how much, x2 we have calculated 2 over 3, 2 over 3. And how much is time is, time t1, t1 is 1 over 60 plus, and t2 is 1 over 90. Okay, this will we get 3, and the 1 plus 2. Okay, over this will we get 90. ओके, तो दिस, अच्छा ये थोड़ा कॉम्प्लेक्स हो गया, तो लेट वी सिंपली हम क्या ले रहे हैं कि x ओवर t1 प्लस t2, लेट्स से के एवरेज स्पीड इज इक्वल टू टोटल डिस्टेंस ओवर टोटल टाइम. This is x, and t1 we have calculated x over 60. So this is x over 60 plus t2, t2 here, t2 here, x over 90. So this will be x over 90. This is x over x. अच्छा, इनकी अगर LCM लेंगे तो this will be 180, and this will be 3x plus 2x. Okay, so this will be x over 5x over 180. By solving this, 180 into x over 5x, this x get cancelled, and by solving this, this we get 36, and the values are in kilometer per hour, so this will be get 36 kilometer per hour. Okay, if a car moves distance 1/3 with the speed of 20 kilometer per hour and remaining with the speed of 60 kilometer per hour, then its average speed will be 36 kilometer per hour. Okay, अच्छा अगर सिमिलर ये हम एक और इसी टाइप का करें, तो if we get a car covers 2/5 of its total distance. If a car covers 2/5 of its total distance with V1 and remaining 3/5 distance covers with speed of V2. ठीक है, then what will be average speed? Average speed will be, एवरेज स्पीड क्या होगी? लेट्स से कि ऑप्शन ए अगर हम लिखें 1/2 V1 into V2 or 2V1 V2 over V1 plus V2, or option C, let's say 5 V1 V2 over 3 3v1 plus 2v2, or we may say option D, 3v1 plus 2v2 over 5v1 into v2. Okay, so what will be correct? Let's say k distance S1 is 2/5 of its total distance with v1. This is with v1, and remaining S2, which is equal to 3/5, and this is with the speed v2. Then we have to find the average speed. Average speed is equal to total distance over total time. This is total time, okay, t1 plus t2. If we calculate the time from S and V, so v1 is equal to S1 over t1 and t1 equal to S1 over v1. So what is S1? S1 is equal to 2 over 5, and this will become v1. And similarly t2 will be S2 over v2, okay, and S2 is there 3 over 5 v2. So this much is time, okay, this much is time. Okay, if we place the value of t at the place of in a given equation, VAV is equal to total distance over t1. T1 is equal to 2 over 5, okay, 2 over 5. Acha, this is total distance, then this is S, okay, this is S also, this is also S. This S with v2, sorry, okay, v1 plus 3 S over 5 v2, okay. Then average speed will be equals to S same over, by taking LCM, 5 v1 into v2, okay, 5 and 5 1 will be cancelled, v2 into 2, okay, 2 v2 into S plus 5 v2 get cancelled, this will be 3S and v1, okay. So this will we get S over, by taking common S is common, 2v2 plus 3v1, okay, 3v1 into S over 5v1 into v2. This is second denominator, this will be first numerator become numerator, so this will be S into 5v1 into v2 over 2v2 plus 3v1 into S get cancelled, this will we get average speed equals to 5v1 v2 over 3v1 plus 2v2. This is the average speed if a body covers 2 of fifth distance of total distance with v1 and 3 of the fifth distance with v2, then average speed will be 3, sorry, not this, sorry, this is not 5v1 v2 over 3v1 plus v2, So correct option is C, 5v1 into v2 over 3v1 plus 2v2। तो इस तरह के और भी बहुत सारे जो हैं वो MCQs हो सकते हैं, लेकिन हम इतने तो नहीं कर सकते। तो जितने पॉसिबल थे उतने हमने किए हैं। देन अगर आपको ये MCQs अच्छे लगे तो प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब एंड शेयर द चैनल। ओके, थैंक यू।